Hey everybody, this is Mr. Yagi. We are looking at stage 29 and active and passive voice. All right. So, passive voice in Latin is super easy. Okay. When you look at a bunch of verbs, and so here we have one verb from every conjugation. So, we have first, second, third IO, and fourth, right? Mo amari means to love, and so amat, he or she loves. This is just the regular old active voice that we've always known. Same thing with all of the rest of the verbs here. We could say he or she, or it, by the way, and we could say he or she is loving or does love, but I've kept it really simple here. So he or she loves. Now, the passive voice in Latin is super easy. In fact, it's so easy, it's such a simple change that I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing here and bring it over here. And so instead of T, all I'm going to do is make it ter. T to ter, T to ter, T to ter, T to ter. Okay, that's it. That's it. So amat, he or she loves, and then amator. Now, we do have to change the English, right? And in English, here's the basic idea. Take that verb and just shove be in there, okay? So be, 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 be. Okay. Now, this is not how we talk, right? We wouldn't say he be loves. In fact, if I want to say like Quintus, and maybe, how about Quintus, maybe by Metella, amator. Okay. So there's your sentence. Now, I wouldn't say Quintus be loved by Metella. What I would say is Quintus is loved. Okay. So let's change these to is here. So he or she is loved, he or she is taught, is done, is taken, is heard, is, and then we got to change the whole form here because that English word. Okay, so we've made two changes, right? We've shoved be in here, and then we've changed the actual verb to what this is actually is the participle, right? So we went from he or she loves to is loved. He or she teaches something to he or she is taught, maybe by Mr. Yagi, right? He or she does something to he or she, or maybe how about it would work really well here. It is done. He or she takes versus he or she, this is a little scary, is taken. And then he or she hears something versus he or she is heard, maybe like by the rest of the students, something like that. So again, in Latin, it's really simple. The T changes to the tor. Okay? Now, here's the deal. When we have, and I'm actually going to copy and paste that whole thing. When we have the NT, it's the same thing. I just wanted to take you through this separately, but it's amant to amantor, docent to docentur, agunt to aguntur, copiunt to copiuntur, and audiunt to audiuntur, right? Now, same thing here, right? We would say they. So let's change the they here. So they, now we wouldn't say they is loved, right? We would say they are. Okay? So we went from they love something to they are loved, maybe by somebody. They teach something to they are taught in Mr. Yagi's classroom, right? They are taught Latin. They do something versus they are done, right? They do homework versus all of my all of my essays are done. Maybe you could say that. They take something versus they are taken. They hear something versus they are heard. All right. So again, active and passive voice, NT to N toward Latin, and then for English, you shove the B in there. Okay. For the imperfect, it is literally the same thing. Okay, we are doing exactly the same here. So we're going to take bot and just put in there. Bator, doke bator, age bator, copie bator, adie bator. Okay, literally the same thing. No different there. And again, we're going to take B. Now let's try this. Let's do B. Okay. And let's see kind of what that looks like, how that sounds. So he or she was be, and let's do loved, let's do taught, let's do done, and again maybe an it would sound better there. Taken, and then heard. So I wouldn't say was be loved, I would say being. So this gets across that past progressive idea. So here we go. Take a look at all of them, right? So Amabat was he or she was loving, he or she was being loved, was teaching, was being taught. Agebat was being done, was taking. Kapiebat was being taken. Kapiebatur. Okay? And the same thing for these guys. We're just going to take an N tour, N tour, N tour, N tour, and we're just going to replace this with they. And you have your imperfect passives, right? Now we got to change the was to were. And voila, guys, look. So, amabant, they were loving. Amabantur, they were being loved. The active to the passive voice. That's it.